Your position is good.
Okay. Good day, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of NTEP 2023. I'm Jessica Kings, and I'm your anchor for today. Um, Sorry, we're about 5 minutes already, but we'll be moving into the training in a moment. So our session today is for 40 minutes, and then we'll have 20 minutes time for questions. You can use the chat box by your right to ask your question before the end of the session so that they'll be able to answer you. Also, you can find the survey for today's session below the description. Just click on more and then you would see the forms link over there. A big thank you to all our sponsors, Ubuntu Soft, Africa's Business, Nom Technologies, Ashilis Collections, and Eduzam. We really are grateful for the opportunity for this training. Our speaker for today is Ambassador Mary Ben Omolo. She's the Vice President of Africa YEF, Young Entrepreneurs Federation. Ambassador Mary Ben has name has become synonymous with being an entrepreneur, a mental health advocate, and an inspirational speaker. Before being an entrepreneur, she worked with different organizations as a marketing coordinator, such as Safaricom, MultiChoice, I&M Bank, Tiles and Carpet, KN Associations, and Seracare Solutions. She has a vast experience and knowledge in sales and marketing, business management, and entrepreneurship. She's also the founder and CEO of a social enterprise, Green Seal Limited, which is a pest control and cleaning company that seeks to support vulnerable single mothers. She's also the founder of Green Seal Foundation and the chairperson of East Africa Self Transport Cooperative. She is a game changer who has passionately dedicated her time to mentor young youths through mentorship, entrepreneurship trainings, and volunteering programs. So, taking us today on topic personal branding is Ambassador Mary Ben. Good to have you, and over to you.
Thank you very, very much. And it's a great privilege for me to be here today and talk about personal branding. And it's one of the topics that has really been misunderstood. Literally, it has really been misunderstood. Most people don't understand what is personal branding. We have personal branding, yet we also have business branding, we have corporate branding. So a lot of people don't understand it. So I'll not go to who I am because you've already stated that, and it's a great privilege for me to be here, and hope you're gonna have fun. So thank you, NTEEP Greensill Limited, which is one of my corporation, and myself for this opportunity to be here today and take us through this. And I'll just skip the second slide because it's speaking of who I am, and to the next slide, which is our agenda. So, what is our agenda for today? We are going to learn about personal branding, what it is and what it's not. Why is it important? How do you use it? How do you create personal branding? And then we're going to have additional aspects, which is our tagline, our personality, our image, which is also our logo. And then lastly, we're going to bring it all together, and that is the how. Now, today we are not going to cover all this because we have 40 minutes. So we are going to take the first 30 minutes probably to go through the first session and then see how to go about it. We will have another session for the second part. Now, what is personal branding? A lot of us don't understand by personal branding. A lot of us literally confuse personal branding to just being there. The question we're asking today is, who cares? Personal branding matter? Why does personal branding matter? Sorry, let me share my screen. Sorry about that. So we will skip, like I was saying earlier, we're gonna skip the first part of who I am. Jessica has already introduced me, and then we're gonna go to the agenda, which is personal branding, what it is and what it's not. Why is it important? How do you use it? How do you create it? And then additional aspects, our tagline, our personality, the image, which is our logo. How do you even come up with your own logo? Do you just wake up in the morning and just decide to do a logo? Just pick on any color you want to pick on? Or how do you just go about it? It's very, very important. So let's go to what is personal branding. Personal branding, our first statement says it's a powerful, clear, positive idea that comes to mind when people think about you. Exactly. What do people say about you? What do people talk about you when you're not in that room? How do they address you? Do they just call your name and that's it? Do they address you by what you do in terms of business? Do they address you by how positive you've impacted their life? What positive attributes have you brought in their life? What are kids saying about you when you pass? What your neighbors think about you? Again, your brand is what other people say. Exactly, that's what I've just said. Your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. Again, personal branding is it's what you stand for. What are your values? What are your abilities? What are your actions? And when it comes to value, it's a bit, can I say contradicting? Because we all have different values. We all believe in different value. The kind of value that Mary Ben believes is different from what you believe. It's different from what AJ believes. It's different from what Smart believe. In as much as we might be coming from the same community, our own values differ. The abilities, what am I capable of doing? Am I able to be a speaker? Am I able to transform a community? And what are the actions? My action speaks louder. Do I stand for the less privileged or do I stand for the corrupt in the society? Now, all these form up our own personal brand. It's a broadcast message about your character and performance. Like, for instance, we will always say, so and so is just a corrupt leader, or so and so is an amazing leader, or so and so is a trailblazer in this industry. That consists of a personal brand. It tells your audience of who you are, what you do. Like, for instance, I am a speaker. That is who I am. What do I do? I transform lives. I work with young single mothers. I kill for a living. One of the most, and I'm going to speak under green seal, tell people I kill for a living. And a lot of people know me for that. I kill for a living. What do I kill? I kill pests and control the environment. So that is what tells the audience about me. What makes you different and how do you create value for that? What makes you different from other brands? Like, for instance, it's a cleaning company. Everyone is doing cleaning. Everyone is running into it. But what makes Green Seal different from the rest of the cleaning companies? We are a cleaning company that works with closely with young single mothers. That's what exempts us from the rest. And that is one of the secrets of building your personal brand, building your business brand, and building your corporate brand. What makes you stand out? Branding is not what people think it is. Most people make mistakes. They assume that branding is just marketing. No, we have marketing on the other side. Marketing is the advertising of your goods. You can do online advertisement, which is marketing. You can do door to door marketing. Name it all. That is what marketing is. But branding is a concept. Branding is the entire concept of why do you guys exist? Why should you exist as an individual? Why should you exist as Mary Ben? Why should you exist as Buhari? Why? It's your concept that you carry around, what how you move around. Branding is a product, is not a product, but it is an experience. Oh yes, I always love this part is that products are in the market. Everyone buys a product. I can go into the market and buy a packet of milk. I can go into the market and pick anything. I can
Why
pick
should
rice.
you
I can
exist as an individual?
Why should you exist as Mary Ben? Why should you exist as Buhari? So why the experience? Around what now experience is how do you feel around that brand? How do you feel around that person? How do you feel around that business? How do you feel when you're using their product? You see, now it is the experience. Now, first comes the product and then the experience. So, how do you feel when you're using the product? How do you feel when you use, or rather, you're eating that meal? How do you feel that kind of experience? Now, that is the aftermath of the product. So, that is what your brand should make you feel, or rather, should make other people feel concerning you. Branding a flavor, it is a fit. It's more or less like the experience. Branding is not a story, it is the reason why it's being told. For instance, I stand I am a mental health advocate. I stand for mental health and I preach about mental health every single time. Anytime I get an opportunity to speak about mental health, I do it. My story was, or rather is, I am a recovery of depression, 6 years depression, 5 suicide attempts, and 4 years of antidepressants. Now that is the story. But why is it being told? It's being, sorry, it's being told I believe people don't deserve to die. People don't deserve to die by suicide. People don't deserve to depend on antidepressants. People don't deserve to go through what I went through for 6 years because they were not able to understand how to transform their own lives. So, why am I telling it? To show them that you are able and capable of surviving under that circumstance, under the insane world. Branding is not a content, it's the meaning behind it. Now, a lot of people don't understand. I have seen TikTok a couple of times. You see very funny videos. People are dancing half naked, half this and all that. They're coming up with their content, but do they understand the meaning behind their content? There are those who just want to be celebrities. There are those who just want to earn. There are those who just want to be known for the sake of getting known. But do they have a meaning behind their content? And this should ring a bell also to you. Do you have a meaning behind your personal brand? Do you have a meaning behind what you want to be known for? If you understand the meaning, it will become so easy to create your content. Knowing your why becomes easy. It sorts the entire picture. Branding is not a color, it's an association with it. Exactly. Now, when you're picking up your logo, we will go into that, but when you're picking up the colors to brand yourself, what is it? Like for me, my colors is always gold and black. Why do I pick on gold and black? Gold means royalty. It's expensive. For me, gold, it is expensive. Gold is the thing. You see, and black for me is authenticity. It's our authentic nature. You can never change black. You can never change it. It's our authenticity. And that is what stands for me. Branding is not a logo, it's a memory thereof. When you come across different brands like Nike, for instance, it's a tick. Every time you see a tick, you know this is Nike. Each time you walk and see McDonald's, you know this is, you just see the logo McDonald's. It is like that. Why it leaves that memory in our head. So you need to consider this when you're coming up with your own brand. These are the things you need to look out to. Another thing, why is branding important? Now, for us, I believe all of us are in a corporate sector, be it business, employment. I always say whether you're employed, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person, because there is a difference between an entrepreneur and a business person. A business person is someone who comes into the market and continues with the kind of business that is in that market. Meaning, you open a restaurant and you just continue with that lineage of restaurants or that tradition of having a restaurant. Everyone is doing it. Whether you set up 100 restaurants, you're still a business person. But who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a market leader, someone who comes into that market and disrupt it. Probably he will set up or she will set up the restaurant and add something on top of the restaurant. Probably it's gonna be the only restaurant that has wild animals in the park or roaming around. Something so unique that transforms the markets and sets you apart. That becomes an entrepreneur. So why is branding important to us? It creates awareness. Most people get to know you. I tell people you are not called to be average. A lot of people say, I don't want to be known. I just want to be average. I want to just be there. No, we were all created to transform our markets. We were all created to be leaders. It is our purpose to be a leader in that field you are. So it creates more awareness of what you do, what you're good at. It gives you a greater chance to have for more doors literally to open for you. When I started building my own brand, I didn't know that I would create awareness. And before I know it, guys were calling me to be a keynote speaker, to train them, not only in Kenya, all around the world. I've been to Germany, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, name it all. Why? Because it created that awareness. And when it created the awareness, it became so easy for me to continue and also letting other people know of who I am and what I do. And that is the most important thing that we need to know about creating awareness. Now, career opportunities. This is the first important door that career opportunities people with a stronger brand get. You get someone who is not highly educated. Like, for instance, I will use our late Bob Collymore, may his soul rest in peace. He was a diploma student, but he ran one of the largest um, telecommunication companies here in Kenya. He was the best. Bob Collymore was the best, in as much as he just had a diploma certificate. But you see, it didn't matter because number one, he built his brand. Number two, he invested in himself. Number three, every telecommunication companies needed Bob Collymore to work with them. And this is what your brand does. It creates different opportunities. It can create an opportunity for your own brand, people to associate with, for a career that you never thought, probably in one of the best organizations that you always wanted. Now, that is what our career building a brand does. Credibility. You walk the talk. I always say walk the talk. It gives an opportunity to prove you're an expert in your field, not just a wannabe or someone who just wakes up in the morning and wants to do it. No, you walk the talk, or rather, you also walk the walk. People get to know you and trust your brand. Someone can do great businesses with you. Another reason is monetization. Now, when you start doing this, you start monetizing it. You start advertising for other people's businesses. You start doing brands advertisement. You start. You're being called to do to be a keynote speaker. You monetize it. And then one of the secret to even monetize it is also building your skills. If you're not able to build your skill, you cannot monetize it. There are some people who are not also good enough, but they have built a good brand and they get such opportunities. So ask yourself, you who is good in that service, why can't you do that? Another one is leverage. And on the leverage, when you're talking about leverage, a strong personal brand allows you to promote a business or a product, either for yourself or for another company for a price. And that is how you grow. I always say when you build a strong brand, you're able to sit anywhere you want. You're able to do anything you want as long as you're doing it in the right way. A strong personal brand allows you to promote businesses, networks, and this is one of the place network is one of the most underrated thing. The other day on LinkedIn I posted that if you're looking for jobs, try stop looking for jobs and start building networks. And a lot of people started talking. There are those who agreed, the older generation agreed, while the younger generation Z, literally disagreed with me, but they didn't understand what I meant by network. Building a strong personal brand attract other like-minded individuals. A strong network is a powerful thing to be able to tap into for the rest of your life. This means you're growing network among the powerful people. And I say power is sweet. When you're on top of that table, you're making business deals, you're making decisions for your country, you're making decisions for the business, you're making decisions for even in the East Africa or the West African market. It shows you you're well capable of doing this. You've built your network. As business people, you need to understand that you don't need to be average. You need to be the best in that market. You need to build that strong brand. You need to network with people of like-minded. You want to sit on the tables with people like Bill Gates, with people like Steve Jobs. You need to build your network to that level. Your network is your network. So, in case of anything that happens, you remember you can never go down. Now, how do we go in building our own personal brand? Think of yourself as a product. We all have attributes and belief about brands based on our experiences. The strong brands are powerful, authentic, consistent, visible, valuable. Now, you need to think of yourself as a product. My theme for 2023 is bold, authentic, and intentional. Why? When you think of yourself as this product, there are those products that have lived in the market for the longest time. For instance, let me use Always. Always is a sanitary towel for women. But when you send someone a sanitary towel, you never tell them go get me a sanitary towel. The only thing we say is go buy me Always. Whether they buy Cortex, they buy whichever product, what do we understand? We know all the sanitary towels are called Always. That is a powerful brand. So you need to look at yourself as a powerful brand. Number two, Colgate. Colgate has been there for the longest time, for years and years, over decades. And when we go to buy toothpaste, what do we say? Give me Colgate. We associate all the toothpaste with Colgate. We don't even know the difference. The only time we buy it is when we understand, oh, so there's white dent, there's this, there's that, but we all know it's Colgate. So how authentic are you? You need to be authentic. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and understand, do you like the person on the other side of the mirror? Now, this authenticity comes with you as a person, the product you're selling, the business you're building, and the kind of work you're doing if you are employed. Why are you need to ask yourself, are you authentic? That even when you're in the room, you will still do that which you stand for, or are you going to do it the other way? Because walls have ears, people see. When you think people don't see, they see. So, how authentic are you? Consistent. This comes in that you continue building yourself in regards to what you believe in. Every single time, what you believe in, that is what you build. Consistency. If you know you want to build a perfect body, you go to the gym every single time. If you know you want to be the best keynote speaker, you continue investing in reading books, watching videos, studying from the people who've gone ahead of you. How consistent are you? There's one thing I discovered the other day. You need to love what you do, but you cannot love everything about it. You cannot love everything about it. For me, I love what I do, but it gets to a point whereby when it comes to me having to dig into books, read videos, and all that, spend hours and hours of coming up with a good content, it's tiring. It's tiring, and at times I want to give up. But I don't give up because of the consistency. I need to have consistency in everything that I do. And that should apply to you. You need to have consistency in what you're doing. Visibility. You need to be visible. This cuts across all the social medias. You need to be visible. Let people hear your voice. Let people hear your views. Let people stand with your words. Give people hope. When they see you out there, they know this is what SMART stands for. When there's a problem, there is hope. They look up to you. Valuables. How valuable are you? Are you someone who can always be corrupted? Are you someone who stands for different or rather rotten views in the society? How valuable are you? Our next slide talks about What is your current brand? Do you have an identity? Have you identified yourself? Because before you build that brand, you need to have an identity. Have you identified yourself? What are your attributes? What is your vision? What is your value? What do you trust? How can people trust you? And these are the most important thing, even for our day-to-day lives. How you identified, even with your own neighbors. How do they identify you? Your own employees, how do they identify you? What kind of a vision do you have? You remember our vision is the aftermath, the long term goal. And our mission draws us to our vision every single time. And I tell people, when you're building your personal brand, your vision and mission might change or can change. Why? There's a time you will tell yourself you want to be the best keynote speaker, and you on top of the table, you are the best. Then you look at something else, what can you achieve? Now, the three strategies: know your why. Why do you do what you do? Understand your why. This also applies to your business. Why does your business exist? Do you just exist to make money? I say this, most of the best leaders, when they understand their why should be something that is going to change the economy or a society. So understand your why. Why do you do what you do? If it's dancing on TikTok, why do you dance on TikTok? If it is offering digital marketing services on TikTok, why do you do it? Now, why do you do the way you do it? There are those who might do it outside, in within around the nature, or probably in a very nice, conducive environment. There are those who will do it in a busy road. You've seen how people are coming up with content every single day on TikTok. There's that who's going on the road, hugging people, recording it. Why do you do it that way? And now, why do you get up in the morning? What is that one thing that gives you joy and happiness that you have to wake up in the morning and do it? Now, that is understanding your why. Now, number two, own that difference. Own the difference, your unique selling proposition. What is your USP? My USP is I work with young single mothers and I train organizations on mental health. What is your unique proposition? Did you just see Uncle Dangote is selling cement, is doing sugar and all this, and you wake up in the morning and you say you wanna do it? You wanna follow his footsteps all the way. And who are your people? Now, when you're doing this applies on both personal brand and business brands. Find your own people. This is creating your own niche. Which people do you want to associate with? Which people do you want to work with? Do you want to work with everyone in the market? No. You don't have to work with everyone in the market. And that's why you will see someone, probably there are times I talk about Vusi. I look up to Vusi so much, Vusi Tembekwaya. And there are times I tell people, I have sat down with Vusi and he has taught me this and that. And this person doesn't understand who is Vusi. Why? His field does not revolve around having speakers around his life or having this kind of a speaker. But the few people who understand him know he's a powerful leader or rather speaker. So find your people. You don't have to impress everyone in the market. Get the people you want to work with. Now, we are going to build our brand statement. Now, what is your brand statement? When I talk about your brand statement, now this is your value proposition. This is your value proposition. A lot of people don't understand value proposition or your brand statement. They think that when you ask what is your value proposition, they feel it's in terms of money. What do you bring on the table? But that's not the case. Your brand statement should speak about what you do. What you do, what value do you bring, what transformation are you making? You see, the audience you're gonna address to, you see, and your unique selling point. What is your unique selling point? We had spoken about it earlier. It should be memorable, It should be punchy and solution oriented. For instance, I always say, I kill for a living. That's for green cell. I kill for a living. We kill for a living and mend hats for a living. So what do we kill? We kill pests. We kill pests in the market. How do we mend hats? By by working closely to with young single mothers, transforming their lives, telling them that life is not all about problems. There is a solution at the end of everything we go through. So it's not your job title. I cannot say my brand statement or my value proposition is I am an entrepreneur. It's not your personal mission statement. No. It's not your career objectives. It's not your life purpose. All these are important, but you put them aside. Your tagline, your brand statement should be something just as little as as a 1 to 2 sentence. Very short. So as example, I help people land amazing jobs without applying online. That is Austin Belka. You'll find him on LinkedIn. That is brand statement. That is his value proposition. I help people to clear their head trash and find their mojo. Only once they find their mojo, I help them to set it on fire. That is Alexia Lechman. He's also on LinkedIn. And later, I will tell you the importance of social media and why LinkedIn is important for those who want to build their personal brand. Now, another one is loud introverts with a big mission. Teach 1 billion people how to make a living doing what they love. I run a business bootcamp. You see, this one, Chris do understands introverts don't want to be bothered. I'm also an introvert. So we want to keep our life intact. We don't want people to bother or rather affect or try to enforce things in our lives. So he has found his own people who are the introverts and he helps them to transform their own businesses. Another brand statement um, is mine on my personal brand. Now that as Mary Ben, I ensure you or your organization has the mindset, behavior, and tools to grow through change. Now the tools to grow through change comes as a result of mental health trainings or mental health mentorships. Now that is what we do. So, one activity assignment that I would like to give us today is every one of us go sit down and come up with your brand statement. Come up with your value proposition, what you want to be seen or to be known for or to be heard for or to be seen. That is one activity I want us to do today. I want us to write that. If you've never written your value proposition or you've never understood personal branding, just sit down. One of the ways you can do this is just sit down and picture the kind of person you want to be. What kind of a person do you want to be in your environment or in your company, or what you want to be known for, you want to be seen and associated with? That is how you can come up with your brand statement, and then you'll be able to share it. We will take you guys through if it is correct or not. We will be able to assist on that. Was our activities. Now, coming up with your tagline. Now, as you're doing it, this will help you. This will guide you on coming up with your tagline. We'll be able to share it, I believe. Now, when you're coming up with your tagline, which is your value proposition, is you think of it as a signature. When you go to the bank and you want to sign whatever you sign, your check and all that, you sign it very fast. So that is how your tagline should be, your signature. It should be sticky, meaning stating it unexpectedly so it's memorable. Let it be so memorable. Completely. Let it be memorable that someone thinks about your brand and he remembers what you stand for. There's Nike, just do it. There's the other brands that we don't forget what they stand for. So this is how you're gonna create your own tagline. Now, we had read about this earlier, and then there was also Robin Fisher, Rofa, who says, "I reinvent brands and reignite professionals." You see, That is what he believes in. That is what he stands for. Our taglines are the most powerful things. It condenses, or rather it explains everything about us in one line. It condenses it together, and we are able to understand, and people are able to relate you to it. So when you come in with this, you need to come with one tagline that it's outstanding, that is amazing, and you're gonna use it in different places. So where are we gonna use it? You're gonna use it on your website homepage. You're gonna use it on your social media files. You're gonna use it in your business cards. You're gonna use it in your giveaways, email signatures, newsletters, or the collaterals. That is where you're gonna use your tagline. You see? And it's going to let your audience know you. I tell people nobody is allowed to be poor. And I find it a lot of people, I find a lot of people disagreeing with me on that. But nobody is allowed to be poor. Why? You can come up with your tagline and create your own niche, probably at kindergarten pupils who you want to teach them on something. Probably you want to teach them in home baking for them to start their own business. This is already a business opportunity for you. Again, you can identify bankers who, they're always working 24/7. They don't have time to have, like, probably their side hustle. How can you work with them? Your tagline is going to bring clients your way. Literally, it's going to bring clients your way. You decide to work with politicians. What kind of market are you bring? I know of someone here in Kenya. He's a trainer, gym trainer, but he only trains the high end people, only the politicians and the top business mogul. Those are the people he trains, and those people trust him. Why? He was able to build his tagline. He knew his audience, or rather, he identified his audience, and then he executed it. And he makes good money. The guy is a millionaire. He makes money from other people's pockets. So this is what tagline, or that is why tagline is important. Now let's go to your imagery, your logo. How do you come up with a logo? Logo consists of the words, that is your business name and your tagline. Your icon, you can decide to put a picture or a symbol or an image. For me, I went with just my name, MB. That is what I chose. Just make it simple because a lot of people are calling me MB. So I decided I'm the MB in the megabytes. So you choose what you want. Colors. Colors are important because it makes people relate with you. There are those who choose bright colors. I don't stand bright colors. There are those who choose warm colors. So the color is you can have the primary and the secondary colors. Colors have their meaning. You have to choose them carefully. And you can choose psychology of colors before making your final color. You choose and check, what do colors mean? A lot of people don't, they always say, I love blue, I like purple, I like this. But does the blue and the purple relate to how you feel about life, how you feel about your own business, how you feel and how you carry yourself? So you can check with the psychology of colors and understand what kind of color do you have to associate yourself with. And here are a few examples. The color meanings. There's red. Red means power, passion, excitement, energy, courage. Then we have yellow. Yellow means fun, friendly, happiness. These are for people who are creating something more fun for life. People need happiness. Probably you want to come up with a tour and travel, or or you want to come up with an Airbnb. You see, you can play with the colors that reflects the kind of business you're doing. Black, luxury, glamour, sophistication, death, emptiness. You see, purple speaks of luxury, decadence, whimsy. Also, purple speaks of royalty. You see. Then we have orange, fun, playful, social, physical comfort, warmth. So you pick a color based on how you feel, literally about how you feel about yourself, your environment, and the people you want to interact with. That is the secret. That is the secret. The people you want to interact with. Another slide now, the how. How do you come up with it? Now, the how. I believe no, he did traditional marketing, not marketing, digital marketing. Now the how. How do you continue growing your brand? The other time I spoke about on my preamble, I spoke about being consistent. Consistency. Building your personal brand is not easy, trust you me, but consistency makes it worthwhile. When you cover, or I always say, when you decide to leave your comfort zone, it means that there's something you have to leave to gain something else better, or rather to gain something that is much more better than the one you left. Now, when it comes to consistency, it is not easy. Now, here you determine who you are as a professional, your core strength, your skills, your experiences. Here you determine and you sit down and you analyze and you say, now, this is what I want to build. And what you're gonna bring even to your own audience. What are you gonna give to them? You need to feed them every single time. That's why you see the influencers every single time. Some things that don't make sense, like uh, revealing baby face, revealing baby gender, uh, baby fast tooth. For some of us who are on this other side of business, we feel that it doesn't make sense, but to them, it makes sense. Why? He has or she has to be consistent. He has or she has to feed his audience every single time. For instance, you go to YouTube and you look at someone has built over 1 million followers, and when you Google, or rather when you check, he has a video of how to boil water. And you wonder, boiling water is something that you do naturally. You wake up in the morning, you take a pan, put water, put it in the gas, or put it in the whichever tool you're gonna use for cooking. If it's the three stones, put it there and water boils. But you still get it has over 1 million views. And you wonder, now that is consistency. The guy has to feed his audience every single time. So once you decide this is who you want to be, you want to build your audience, you want to build your personal brand on social media, you start posting every single time. Every single time you start posting. And you post in relation to what people should know you about. Not today you want to post about politics, tomorrow you're posting about feminism, the following day you want to post about boy child, the other time you're posting about corruption. No, that is confusion. If you are building your personal brand around politics, all your content should be around politics. If you want to be known as a political activist, that is where you build it. You build it around that area. Okay, now the next thing is know your value. What is your worth based on your accomplishment, experience, and expertise? Know what other people are getting in your industries are getting paid. So when you're starting to build your brand, know your value. Don't just be someone who wakes up in the morning and when we share our rate cards, you wonder these people are so expensive, so I'm gonna charge this much, or probably half the price, or not even half of the price, probably a quarter of the price of what these other people are charging. No, someone will look at you and feel like, no, this is not a brand I want to associate with. Why? They would feel you don't understand your value. So you're gonna need to do your own self marketing. And when you understand what other people are getting paid in the market, you can decide to be even much more expensive than them. Not everyone can afford you, and it is not a crime when not everyone can afford you. Probably only 10% out of 100 that market can afford you. Okay, so allow me the next time we start, we will start on recognizing your niche. So we will have to end it here at knowing your value because of time. I've passed with 9 minutes more, and sorry for that. So the next one we will start from knowing your niche. How do you have sphere of influence on your niche, your targeted audience? How do you communicate, or how do they communicate? Okay, we are gonna learn that, and then we'll also learn on social media. Thank you for your time, and thank you for this amazing session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Berryben, for the wonderful presentation. The first question will be from Mrs. Ubok, and the question is, how long or short should a tagline be?
Just 1 to 2 statements, not
Okay.
very long, just 1 to 2.
All right. Thank you. Another question from Inzira. The question is, we work on sexual reproductive health. So how can I brand my organization for business line?
Sorry, repeat it.
The question is, I think she works with sexual reproductive health. So her question is, how can she brand her for business line?
Now, you see, sexual. Okay, sorry. You see, sexual organization of it's. Let me say this: our sexual aspect is around the world. It's who we are. It has been built around our own human beings, and one thing they can do is identify which group, or rather which age group they want to work with. Is it if they want to work with women, or they want to work with men, or they want to work with a certain age group, probably teenagers or the older generation. I always call ourselves the older generation. Now it becomes easy to understand and the characteristics, the disadvantage, or the problems these people are suffering around that area. And then now they start creating products based on that. That they start building products based on what these people are suffering from, or rather what the product they are offering based on this age group. It becomes so easy now. That's what I was saying. Understand your audience, pick one audience, then start working with them.
All right, thank you, Ms. Mary Ben. Another question from Mr. Steven. The question is, in a situation where government of a particular country puts so much taxes on branding and businesses stop branding cars and offices, how can a startup survive in this environment?
Online branding, and that's why Smart was teaching on digital branding. Now when you realize they are putting a lot of taxes on the physical branding, move online, move to digital branding. Right now, for instance, we are setting up a bank here in Kenya, but we are doing it as an online banking to cushion us. To be very honest, it's gonna cushion us from all the regulations, the certification, the money that is needed. So you move from the physical to the online branding, and I'll be able tomorrow, or no, I think it's actually on 17th. I'll be able to teach them on how to do it on social media when you're doing the personal branding. Or we can even the same with personal branding and business branding, they're almost more or less the same. So we will teach them on how to do online branding, so it will become easy. You'll be able to avoid a lot of things.
All right, thank you so much for that answer. Another question from Blessing. The question is, can one have multiple taglines?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because I have a different tagline as Meribel as a brand. Mine is different. And also, Green Seal branding, it's different. And I also have another one for women. It has different tagline. And that's why I said it is very important to understand your audience. Once you understand your audience and the people you want to deal with, now you create a tagline based on that. So
All
it
right,
becomes
thank you.
easy for people to associate with that.
Very true. Thank you so much. Another question by Faisal Yusuf. The question says, in your experience, what are some of the most effective ways for a photographer to establish and promote their personal brand in a competitive market?
Ah, now, for the photography, um, I'm photogenic, and I would say what I have seen work for the most photographers I've worked with also is creating your market niche. Create your market niche. There are those photographers who woke up one day in the morning and decided they want to just take photographs of celebrities. It's costly, trust you me, because you're gonna approach all the celebrities and tell them, I will give you 5 photos or 6 photos or 10 photos for free. If you like it, advertise me. And the moment this person who has over 1 million followers takes a photo, you take a photo of them and they upload on their social medias and they tag you and they say, if you want good photography, go to this and this person, and then you go to the next celebrity, you do the same. You start building a brand, a photo. You influencers in the society. And this means even your rate card will go higher. If you are charging probably people $5 per per photograph, you start charging $10 or $15 or $20. It's all about the strategy and where you put yourself. And that's why I always tell people number one step is identify and understand how do you want to be viewed? How do you want people to know you? Okay, so you start by choosing your own niche. You want to take photographs of organizations. You start by giving them a pro bono, probably one or two pro bonos, and then you start building yourself. And when you're giving them pro bono, in order to also caution yourself, you can take other side jobs that you didn't intend or you saw that you don't want to be known around this area. Probably just normal human beings. They don't. If I say normal, I mean they're not influencers. They're not this and that. So you start taking their photos for you to get the cash to move forward. Before now, your brand grows on this area. Okay, so use that at point, and then look at the people you want to work with. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador, for the answer. Another question by Blessing. It says, for someone into production and has different products, how can one come up with a tagline that will cover for all products?
Hmm. I think one now that is quite interesting because one thing you can do is to look at the general. If you're in production, look at what is common among all the products you're doing. One common thing that is common among them, one thing that is common among all of them, what makes them tick, what makes them together, what brings them together. One. Number two, put now the satisfactory part of it, and then you come with one tagline that covers for every product. Just look at what makes your product unique. Number one, what makes your product unique? Number two, what is the common factor among all your products? Because if you're doing different skincare and different shower gels, and let's say toothpaste and shoes, there's something that is unique about your product that is making skin glow or that oils makes our skin glow. Uh, Body ointment makes our skin grow. So look at one thing that makes all that product, your products unique and has the same characteristics. Then that is the first tagline you're gonna use. And then number two is your unique proposition, which is your unique selling point. You add them, so it gives you one tagline for all your products.
Thank you so much, Ms. Marybeth. Another question question from Bernard. The question is, what's the difference between value preposition and unique selling preposition?
Now, value preposition is what you add on the table, is what you bring on the table. I hope that is understandable. Is what you bring on the table. It's not in terms of money, it's what you bring on the table. And then your unique, the second part was your unique selling proposition, is why you exist. Now, the value I bring on the table as Green Seal is we kill for a living. We kill the pests. We take care of our environment. We ensure the environment is clean and safe. Now, what is our unique selling point? Our unique selling point, we are an organization that works with young single mothers. Meaning, we, in as much as we are profit-making organization, we are also a social enterprise whereby we transform the lives of single mothers. So it becomes easy for us to get a business with organization that supports CSR. They have the CSR budget in their company. So we tell them, instead of waiting for December, you go out giving donations. Why don't you give these women job opportunity to work and feed their families? You would have secured yourself a CSR and start paying them. Now, the value proposition is what you add on the table. If you're a photographer, your value proposition is you take beautiful photos and you make people smile, or you help us see the world in a different view. Probably you take beautiful sunsets. I get to see we are living in a world whereby we are ever busy chasing money every single day. We miss to see the beautiful view of sunset or the beautiful view of sunrise. So you are taking the photos, and then your unique proposition should be probably you're taking now photographs of the less fortunate people in the society who don't take photos. You've seen those touching or moving photos where this kid in the slum has a very nice photo, and we are all in it. Now that is the unique preposition. I hope I've explained it better.
I believe you have. Thank you so much. We'll be taking our last two questions. And one question from Upok is, don't you think multiple taglines may confuse people?
Well, multiple taglines will not confuse people based on the area you wanna work with. Why? It depends now based on the area you want to work with in terms of I am a speaker and I'm a mental health advocate. So I have, when you get into our website, we have separated what we are doing on this other side as Green Seal, what I'm doing as Mary Ben. And on top of that, we even have a women program that is running whereby we are uniting women across the globe. So I cannot say I'm killing for a living on that area. So what do we do? It's united for all, or rather, we're still coming up with its tagline, but we are looking at unity for all women, whereby we are in that platform to unite ourselves and empower ourselves. So when you do that, based on the kind of organization you are building or based on the kind of product you're building, it becomes easy. That's what I was telling the other guy. If you're building the same product, if you have the same company building different product, it becomes easy to look at what is the common I'm not trying to look for the correct word. What is the common value you're offering? So you come with one tagline. But if you're a brand like Mary Ben, and then you have organizations that are working, it becomes different for all those organizations. But for me as Mary Ben, I have one tagline that I was able to share earlier. That is for me. But now for Green Seal, it has a different tagline. For Self Cooperative, it has a different tagline. For the women, it has a different tagline. For the property management, it has a different tagline. All of them now come under me, and I, Mary Ben, remain now at the top. But you see, all these other organizations, they stand on their own, but with me as the director. So I think that was the part that I didn't explain it clearly. And thank you for raising it up because a lot of people would have been confused. So that's what makes it better. You as an individual, you can have your tagline, but make sure the other organization they are standing on their own with their own tagline. I hope it makes sense now. And thank you for raising it up.
It does. Thank you, Miss Mary Ben. One question from Ijoma is tagline the same as USP?
No, it is not. USP is, and it's more of your value proposition. What are you bringing on this other side? I will be able to assist us in the nation of how to build the two so that it doesn't bring confusion.
Uh, Thank you so much. Our last question for today is from Blessing, and then the question is about USP. Can one copy from others or have one that is similar to that of others?
Um, and I hope she doesn't be offended. Honestly, I'm explaining to how the body
We
and
can't hear
one,
you very well. Sorry.
sorry, now can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sorry about that. One, I always
No
say
problem.
one mistake about us Africans is we always have the copycat mentality, and we get to lose our authenticity when we do that. Now, yes, it can be almost similar because we are trying to come up probably with the same the same product. But one thing I always tell people is you will always know your value, your value proposition. You'll always know what you want. What are you bringing on the table? What sets you apart? And it becomes so easy to come up with with your tagline. It becomes so easy. Let it be you. Don't struggle to fix a million and one words. That's why I say you need to be authentic. Just come up with what how you feel about your product, how you feel about your hair. I remember a lot of people would always tell me I should shave my hair, but how do I feel about my hair? I feel it's who Mary Ben is. You see, it's my authenticity. It's my identity. Now that is how you're supposed to come up with your tagline. How does it make you feel as an individual? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel better? Do you think your clients would appreciate it? Do you think your clients would relate with it? Are the people you are targeting have the same need and the same feeling like yours? Yes or no? If it is a yes, then now you come up with a tagline. You see, let your tagline addresses the people or rather your audience you want to work with. So don't copy. Sit down and write what you feel. Be you. It is always important to be you. Every other person is taken, every other tagline is taken. If it is the same, almost similar, fine. But always look at something that you can twist with it to just satisfy the emotions of your client. And remember, one most important thing is human beings buy based on emotions. So even when you're creating your personal brand, create it based on the emotions. How does it make other people feel? How does it make you feel? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mary Ben. I must say I didn't really do justice to your biography. So please, you can still go over to the Intel website and read so much about her. She has accomplished so much, and it's really a privilege to have her take us on personal branding today. Can't wait for the next session. Thank you so much, Ambassador Mary
Thank
Ben.
you. A big thank you
And a
very
very
much.
big thank you to all our sponsors, Ubuntu Soft, Africa's Business, Ashley's collection and non-pro technology for this opportunity to be here listening from wonderful speakers. Even on the panel, we have Mr. AJ Smart and Miss Osla. Good to have you guys with us today. A very big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us on today's session. We can't wait to have you again tomorrow, same time. But before off, I would like Mr. AJ to just give us a few words. Your mic is muted, Mr. AJ.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Awesome. What can I say? It's been a great session, and I would like to say a special thanks to our amazing speaker for today, Ambassador Mary Ben. Thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you. Actually, I was also learning. You probably saw me moving. It's because I was typing, taking note myself. So we continue learning. They say as soon as you stop learning, you stop growing, and that's what makes us entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. A big thanks to Jessica. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Our host, we are grateful to always have you join in an amazing woman who has committed her life in supporting African businesses. We are grateful always. As they have already introduced Ambassador Mary Ben, you want to check her profile out. What amazed me about her is the award. She, from one African country to European country to the other, the awards, they are slapping her with awards all over. So you definitely want to check her profile out. Thank you so much. From me, I would say that let's consider this as an opportunity. Myself, I consider it as an opportunity to learn from these amazing speakers. And I've learned a lot from business planning and now to personal branding. It has been a wonderful journey. So I would say, as you go, as I always say, we are all young. And so as you go, please keep in mind while you are in business, and always don't forget that we have a continent to build. So from my end, I would say have a great day, go and win, and see you tomorrow. We will share again on what tomorrow. We expect to get that from Jessica. So you take care, and Jessica, over to you. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Mr. AJ. Thank you once again, Ambassador Mary Ben, for the wonderful session. We hope to have you all again tomorrow. Please ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can receive and also notification bell so you get notified whenever going live. So thank you from we at NTEP, and see you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.